So the reality is that even if you're going from year 21 as a clinician, you're as a therapist, a dietitian, or you're going from year 13 to 14, like that doesn't make you any more valuable in the eyes of their pockets, right? So I have to frame that for people. Like, come on, wake up. This is the reality of the situation. You have to bring it at different levels. How are you going to do that if all we've been taught is to trade time for money? What are we going to do? Give them more of us? Like, no, we're going to die if we do that.
This is Secrets for Success.
Welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. I'm your host, Greg Todd. Thank you, as always, for joining me, my friends. Okay, this upcoming Saturday, hopefully you listen to the podcast when it just dropped, but this upcoming Saturday, I'm doing a masterclass on 5 ways to use AI to make an additional $500 a month. And I'm not doing a masterclass on how to make $5,000 a month with AI or how to make $50,000 a month with AI. I am doing that right now. But what I just remembered for myself is that before getting to the $100,000 months, there were the $50,000 a month. And before getting to $50,000 months, there were the $25,000 months. And before getting to the $25,000 a month, there was a $10,000 months. Before getting to the 10, there was a 5. Before getting to 5, there was a 1. And before getting to 1K a month, there was that first win, that first sale. And I don't remember when I got to 5K a month in any of my businesses. I really can't tell you when I got to the 10K or the 25K or the 50K, or the 100K, but I can't tell you the first sale. And that will forever stay in my mind. The first one at Renewal Rehab, the first one with TheraFit, the first one with Rehab to RX, the first one with Smart Success PT, the first one with SSHC, the first one with Smart Virtual Staff, the first one with SSHC Campaign. I can tell you the first. I know that. And that is where your life changes because it creates something in every single one of you that you already have. It's just dormant right now, and that's belief. Okay, so I believe that this upcoming Saturday is going to be life-changing. Okay, I believe it's going to be life-changing because I am going to give you a very, very, very easy, digestible way for you to be able to make your first set of dollars using AI. Not $5,500 a month. I truly believe I can do that. I'm actually working on all of it right now. I'll give you guys a little preview. And this is kind of how I'm setting it up. So even if you're not going to come, I think you should come. Okay. And I can't even remember the link for it, but you'll see it in the show notes. Okay. But even if you don't come, I think maybe just you hearing as someone that has made, hundreds of thousands of dollars in 90 minutes of presenting, like how I do it. Right. Okay. So as I've been laying this out, today, there's a couple things that I do, right? The way that I do my trainings is I break it down into a couple segments. So I break it out into 5 different segments, and I'm going to go through that with you all on today's podcast. This is usually something that I train my clients to do, but I just want to kind of show you guys, like, this is basically how I do it. So I do the frame first, then I teach on the subject, and then I shift from teaching to if I'm going to have an offer, which I'm going to have an offer, and then I sell the offer, I present the offer, and then at the end, I open it up for questions, knowing that like usually anywhere between 5% to 30% of the people are going to buy the offer, but you're not there for that. You know that, all right, if only 5 to 30% of people are going to buy the offer, how about the other 70? Well, the other 70 need help. The other 70 just don't believe in their abilities. They don't believe in their skill sets. It might just be, it's not the right timing, but 99% of the time, that's not it. They just don't believe enough for them to make it work and to make the timing, work out for them. So I have a huge responsibility to everybody, right? So my job first is to frame it. The framing in the early days when I screwed this up would be like everything that I've done, who am I, blah, 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 blah. And I've done this and I've done, no, nobody cares about that. The framing is where you are setting the scene for the problem. Okay. And right now the problem is that nobody can get raises. Nobody can make more money. Right now, the economy has tightened up a bit. So it's not that people aren't spending money. Money is still flowing, but people are spending their money on what's extremely valuable, and they're not wasting their money with anything else. So the reality is that even if you're going from year 21 as a clinician, you're as a therapist, a dietitian, or you're going from year 13 to 14, like that doesn't make you any more valuable in the eyes of their pockets, right? So I have to frame that for people. Like, come on, wake up. This is the reality of the situation. You have to bring it at different levels. How are you going to do that if all we've been taught is to trade time for money? What are we going to do? Give them more of us? Like, no, we're going to die if we do that. So there's unique ways that you can do this today where you can clone yourself. Like, how many people have said to you, oh my gosh, if there was just a clone of you, or even you saying that to yourself, well, now you actually can have a clone of you. Okay. But most people just don't know how to use it, right? Most people are using AI for searching stupid stuff or doing little party tricks. No, there's a way for you to use it to make lots and lots and lots of money. And I can tell you this, I have a tenth of the staff that I had before, and my business is still doing quite well, and even recently, honestly, I haven't even presented an offer to anyone in like 4 months. So it's time to do it. I mean, I can only go so long without doing that, but I've just been busy. But I really feel like now, like, this is extremely important. So I have to frame it. Here, let me get back on track. I have to frame it. Okay. I got to frame the problem. So when you're presenting to people, if you're doing a workshop, you got to frame the problem first, right? And get people to agree that, yeah, this is a problem. If the people are virtual, then you get them to agree in the Zoom chat or whatever platform you're using. If they're in person, you get them getting them to raise their hand. Okay. All right. So that's a frame. All right. Then you're going to go into the teach. Okay. So like, here are some of my things. The way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to teach. Sometimes I teach 3 points. Sometimes I teach 5 points. Okay. I'm going to do 5 points this time. And the reason why I'm going to do 5 points is because I know that my audience is not just business owners. I know that my audience is, like, I was just reading some emails that people replying to me, like they're just therapists, and they're staff therapists, and they're staff dietitians, and there's, chiropractors, and they're this and that. Like, it's a pretty, wide audience, OTs, speech, whatnot. Okay, especially a lot of speech coming in, late, which is interesting. Okay. But anyways, so I know that there's some people that are therapists, but I also know there's people that are practice owners. So what I'm going to do, the way that I'm going to do it is, there's like 4 components of business. And whether you're an employee or you are a business owner, you need to understand the 4 parts of business. And if any of these parts of business is not working well, then your business could go out of business. Okay. How about the employees? Well, the employees have an opportunity to understand those 4 parts of business, and they can use AI in any of those parts of business to help the business that they work with. Right. And so their employers might pay them more money, but the employers also might say, hey, since I am totally neglecting this, if you make this happen, I know this needs to happen. If you make this happen, then I will give you money because of it. So I feel like I could teach employees how to make more money. I could also teach the business owners how to make more money by just using the framework of the 4 components of business. So what are the 4 components of business? It's marketing. So I'm going to do one AI, not trick. I don't want to say it's not a party trick. Like, literally what I'm doing right now and how I'm using one thing in AI to increase my marketing and cut $500 off. If somebody else was doing that for me, I'd pay them $500 for it. Okay. All right. So marketing is one. Okay. Number 2 is lead gen. All right. Leads is getting people to say yes with their attention before they say yes with their wallet. You need leads. Every business needs that. So I'm going to show at least one way on how you can generate leads really, really, really easy with an AI tool. Super easy, super simple. Something I would have paid, I'm talking $800, $1,000 for before. You could actually do it literally for free with AI. And so if you're an employee, you should be able to use this to be able to either get leads for yourself if you're trying to open up a business, or get leads for other businesses. This should make you minimum $500 to $1,000 a month. If you have a business, you need to be doing this so you can make way more than $500 a month. So I'm going to show you how to actually do this with AI. Okay. The next part is sales. Okay. So sales, there is going to be one AI, at least one, that I'm going to use. I think I'm going to spend my last 2 on fulfillment, right? So there's one AI tool that you can use that actually allows you to basically do a sales call and present to your potential clients 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I'm going to actually show that inside of the training. I'm going to show, like, this is what you do. You do this, you do that, done. Okay. And then the last part is fulfillment. So marketing, getting leads, sales, fulfillment, which is serving the clients. So how do we serve clients as healthcare providers? We serve them by treating them, right? We treat patients over and over and over again. Okay. So I'm going to show you a way that I'm making about $15,000 a month. Remember, I'm just trying to get you to make 500, not 15, by just changing the way that I fulfill using AI. It's crazy. What I've done is I've just said, okay, all the patients and the clients that are like, oh my gosh, if I could just take you home with me, if I can just like ask you questions whenever. Okay, I figured that out. I figured out how to do it with AI for free. So I'm going to show you that as well. Okay. And then I'm going to show you how I have an assistant that basically helps me with building out all that stuff. Okay. And then my offer is going to be around teaching it to you, but I don't want to do any course. I just want to do like a 2-hour workshop. Like this is what you do. And then this is what you would do here. And then this is what you do here. So I'm going to do 2-hour workshops. I'll tell you the price when you get to the webinar. Okay. And that's it. So that's a teach. Okay. So frame, teach, then we shift. So what we do in a shift is where you're recapping what it is that you taught them, because what they learned, like if I'm giving you tip 1, tip 2, tip 3, when we get to tip 4 and tip 5, you forget 1, 2, and 3. So what you do is you recap it again. You recap what they learned, and then it just allows people to be able to retain the information better. And then during a shift, if you are going to have an offer, this is where you go from like people like, oh my gosh, this is so good. This is so good. This is so good. There's going to be people that are expecting for you to say, okay, well, what does it look like to work with you? Right? Because there's going to be people on there. It's the first time that they've ever, been around you. So you transition from teaching to, okay, for those that are wanting this, for those that are wanting to learn this is what the next step would be, at least with me, right? Somebody else might do it totally different, but with me, this is what the next step would be. Okay. So that's a shift. And then number 4 is a sell. Sell is where now you're presenting an offer. Okay. And that's a whole nother podcast, but you must convey it in a way that makes sense for them. And anytime I am giving people an offer, I want to make sure that they feel like they're getting a better deal than the money that they're giving me. Okay. So you're presenting an offer. Who is it for? Who is it not for? Here's the details of the offer, which I don't get into initially. I say, who's it for? Who's it not for? Here's the result you're going to get with it. Here's the price. Okay. And then after that, if you have testimonials, you have people that work with you, you can put those in at that time as well. And then the final part is the ask. The ask is now I've done the offer. I've taught you guys everything I wanted to teach you. Okay. How much time do you want to just stay on there and just answer questions for people? You guys, that is the framework that I use for myself. That's the framework that I use to teach my clients. That's the framework that I'm going to use this Saturday. It is going to be epic, and I am still working on it, but I wanted to shoot this little podcast episode and tell you guys, sign up for it, man. Sign up for it. I'm trying to remember what the thing is. I don't even know if I have the URL for it yet, so it's okay. You know what? If you really want to sign up, what you'll do is this. You will text us webinar. You'll text us webinar to 813-534-6453. We'll send you a link for you to sign up. Does that sound good? All right. See you on the next podcast.